So let's talk about where we stand right now. Senator, I want to get into the issues at stake for the American people come November, now 50 days away. Why do you believe certain rights are actually in jeopardy? Why do you believe right now in some of these issues that are so important to us, our constitutional rights like free speech, why do you believe they are in jeopardy or at risk right now with this 5-4 situation in the Supreme Court?
Well, because on issue after issue, there's a 4-justice radical left majority on the court. I'll give you an example on the Second Amendment, Heller versus District of Columbia. Now, that's a case many people know. It started in D.C. Dick Anthony Heller, who was a federal police officer, brought a lawsuit because it was illegal for him. Even though he carried a gun at work, he was not allowed to have a gun at home. He couldn't have an operative firearm at home. And the Second Amendment protects our right to keep and bear arms. That case went all the way to the Supreme Court. I represented 31 states in that case. And you know, the position of the dissenters, it was 5-4. Most of these cases were 5-4. The position of the dissenters, here's what they were saying, Maria. They weren't saying some gun control sometimes is permissible. That we could have an argument about, but that was not what they were saying. What the dissenters said, the 4 justices who lost, they said the Second Amendment doesn't protect any individual right whatsoever. That means you and I have 0 rights. They said instead it is what's called a collective right of the militia. Now, what does that mean? That's a fancy lawyer term for a non-existent right. Under the dissenters' view, if the Second Amendment only protects a collective right, the federal government, the states, the local government could make it a felony for you or I to own, possess a firearm, and we would have no recourse. We'd have no ability to sue. We'd have no right under the Second Amendment. The dissenters are literally erasing the Second Amendment from the Bill of Rights, and we are 1 vote away. If Joe Biden wins, the odds are very high, depending on what appointments he gets, that 4 votes will become 5 votes, and the Second Amendment will be erased from the Bill of Rights. That's the stakes of this election, and it's true on issue after issue. You know, I've got another chapter talking about elections and democracy, and I take readers inside the inside story of Bush versus Gore. I was one of the lawyers that helped litigate Bush versus Gore in 2000. That case, when it went to the Supreme Court, 4 justices were prepared to take away the right to elect our president, to take it away from the voters, and to give it to unelected judges instead. And every chapter walks through, these are the stakes, but then the book also lays out, here's how a Republican president should get it right. So the last chapter traces the history of judicial nominations, starting with Dwight D. Eisenhower. And, you know, Democrats, they get this right almost every time. Their nominees bat close to 1,000. They vote almost exactly how Democrats would want them to vote on every issue. Republicans, they're all in line. Republican nominees maybe bat 500. We need to get it right, and the book lays out, here's how you get it right. Here's what you look for so that we stop screwing this up and stop rolling the dice with our constitutional liberties.
Senator, the president has put your name on a list of potential Supreme Court justices that he would name. Do you want the job?
You know, I don't. It is deeply honoring. It's humbling to be included in the list. I'm grateful that the president has that confidence in me. But it's not the desire of my heart. I want to be in the political fight. I want to be fighting to nominate and confirm 3, 4, 5 principled constitutionalist justices, but that's not where I want to serve. I want to stay fighting right where I am in the U.S. Senate.